Hello, my name's George.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hello, my name's Clenton.
One of the most interesting things that I've found while working in equality and diversity is that people really get cross about difference. This has been really amazing for me because I think that we are all different, but we all share similarities as human beings. Some of the similarities I think we should be working on more and more to enable us to get on better. I think differences always brings up this thing where we actually feel because you're different, you don't belong in the same group as me.
Today I wanted to look at principles and values around equality. For me, it's quite apt to start talking about principles and values around equality. If we think back to the news, what's going on, and it made me think about how my principles and values got shaped, really, basically around my life journey. And in that life journey, a few events have happened to me to shape how.
Just going to spend a little while talking to you, or talking through my thoughts around some of the values and principles that underpin equality. One of those values, or principle, depending on how you look at it, is social justice. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about, well, why is this there in me? And what I thought was that one of the first times I really felt injustice was way back when I was about 6 or 7. And if you could imagine, as you were 6 or 7 and you get sucked into school. So on this day, I had no thoughts at all, apart from what a 6-year-old, 7-year-old would actually have, and I get sucked into school. However, I'm introduced to this thing called homework. And my homework for this occasion was to go home and draw a picture of a shoe. So you could see it was at a really advanced stage by the age of 6 and 7. Absolutely fine. So, end of the day, off I go, trot whale back, get back home, and then you start thinking, oh, I suppose I'd better do this homework. So, easy enough, draw a picture of a shoe. However, one of the things I found was that I couldn't find a pen or a pencil.
I've always felt different from most people, and this is because I actually believe in the emotions I have being very valuable. Some time ago, I was actually told by my manager that I shouldn't show any emotions during my working time. I should always be professional. And this actually brought something to my mind and thought, well, what is professional? Surely we should be able to show emotions to the people who we work with or for, to show that we are human. We all have different ways of showing emotions. All of us have different types of emotions, and we have a range of emotions that we can use throughout our life.
Remember my first football match that I went to was Birmingham City Football Club against West Bromwich Albion, and at the time they had the 3 degrees playing for West Brom, and those were Brendan Batson, Laurie Cunningham and Cyril Regis. And I remember getting swept up with all the emotion in the crowd. They were shouting and throwing bananas and making gestures of monkey noises and so on, and I got swept up with the emotion of throwing a lot of abuse to fellow black people, but at the time I didn't see.
And no matter where I went, I couldn't find one. There was this box of things that I kept behind this big chair, and I looked through this box and there was no pencils, there was no pens, there was no crayons, and there was no paper. The household I grew up in, it just wasn't an issue. There just wasn't any of this reading, writing going on at all. So I couldn't do it. And obviously, being a determined 6-year-old, after 5-10 minutes not being able to find a pencil, I gave up. Following morning comes along, and again trot off and get sucked into school. However, on this occasion I hadn't done my homework. What I can actually remember is that over in the left-hand side there was this big desk, or what was big to me at the time, and that's where teacher sat behind it. And I can't remember her name, but I can remember very clearly what followed. As I hadn't done my homework, I was called up and stood in front of this desk, explaining and having to explain why I hadn't done my homework. And what I was beginning to feel was distress, anxiety, discomfort.